Why was I doing it? Some people said it was for Katimavik alone, which was not the truth. It was for bigger issues. It was to sensitize the whole population of Canada to the issues of youth and youth unemployment in particular, to try and tell the young people of this country that they should get organized if they want to be respected by governments. So it was not just one goal or one senator fasting, as I read in the paper, for his little pet projects and, mean way of simplifying things. So I said, I think I am entitled to give my own version of the facts. Because after all, it has to do directly with my life for 21 days, so why not give my version of the fact? Why I was there. And I can give also all the reaction of the government and the opposition, what was happening in Parliament during those days, what was happening outside. And also on a totally different level, I would say that I have never lived, and I had quite an exciting life, I must say. I was never bored a minute, and I was involved in all kinds of things and adventure and whatever. But never before did I live so intensely than during those 3 weeks. It was a constant happening from 6 o'clock in the morning until 11 at night. Thousands of people came to visit me. It was unbelievable, the atmosphere of that situation. And I discovered, which I didn't know before, that a hunger strike, certainly a great revealer of people. I discovered some people that I thought were my friends, but after all, were not my friends that much. Some of them came to visit me and were very reluctant and were looking at me as if they had just learned that I had the cancer and maybe some few months to live or whatever. Others thought I was a bit bizarre, a bit crazy. Others became very aggressive. And some of my friends that are in the press wrote some of the toughest articles against me, which I respect their opinion naturally, hoping that they would respect mine also. But the tone, the aggressiveness is something difficult to accept from a friend. So, but at the opposite, I discovered a great number of people that I had known a bit, some of my colleagues, for example, in the Senetor, in the House of Commons, which I didn't know that well. I couldn't call them my friends. But all of a sudden, I realized that these people, some of them were really compassionate, sensitive people, great, beautiful people. So I acquired in these few weeks friends. I lost a few, but I acquired quite a number of friends that will be friends forever now because of what happened between them and myself, and because of me fasting there. And also, I discovered a lot of unknown people that came to see me or wrote to me. I received thousands of letters during these 3 weeks, and that was an experience at the human level that I wanted to share while it was still fresh in my memory, with anecdotes, some funny, some rather difficult. But the main reason why I wrote this book so quickly is because I knew by experience, because I was a publisher for many years of my life of books, and I wrote quite a few also, that is the best possible way to have an issue back again, you see, in the public mind. Because of this book, rapidly written and published very rapidly, it gives me the opportunity to make another tour of the country and try to speak about the issues of youth and try to continue to create an awareness among the public in general, among young people in particular, and try to consequently and indirectly push in the back of the government and the governments, because there's not only the federal government involved in this issue, it's all the governments we have, all the provincial governments, and also the municipal authorities, and quite a lot of leaders of our society that could play a role, including the businessmen. So a book is a way of giving a new lease on life to issues. So that's why. And the other reason why I did it quickly is because I knew that during summer I could take the time to tour the country, which would have been difficult if the Senate would have been sitting, which was not have been normal for me to tour the country when I should have been in the Senate. Now it's vacation time in Parliament, so I can use my time and use it in a time of the year when Canadians have a tendency to forget about, even about issues that impress them or had an impact on their conscience at some point. Summer, is so short in this country that we have a tendency to enjoy it so much and to forget about the problems, Well, I'm trying to help that as many people as possible do not forget, because this is too serious for all of us, because it has some immediate consequences on the young people themselves, those that are getting desperate because there's no place for them in society, but it will eventually have some severe consequences for all of us, because these young people will grow up, these hundreds of thousands. In what way will they arrive at adulthood? How will they be as citizens when they will get to be 30 years old, and when they will have had from society just one word: no, we have no job for you, we don't need you, no, thank you very much.
If I can pick up right there, I know that you're the author of another document which is just released, which is the report of the Special Senate Committee on Youth. Now, in that document, your Special Senate Committee had a number of solutions, or at least some suggested solutions, to the youth unemployment problem. Now, there were 26 recommendations which were unanimously agreed upon by the Conservatives and the Liberals on the committee. But I wonder, within the time restrictions we have, if you could touch on a few of the 26 recommendations which you think that if the government adopted today could really put a serious dent in the youth unemployment crisis today.
It's a bit of a difficult question for one reason, is because we have, in fact, 26 recommendations in this report, which is very recent. But none of these recommendations in itself could solve the problem or be of great consequence to solve the problem. We felt collectively, the senators, Conservatives and Liberal, by the way, you were right to point it out, because it was not a partisan committee of any sort, was that if they were considered as a whole, these 26 recommendations, and frankly, this is taken seriously by all levels of government, we could feel immediately some changes, and certainly in a short-term period of time.